We all want to live a happy, productive life, but sometimes we just need a little help. Our Coach On Call experts provide strategies to help you live your best life now. Joining me today is Linda Mitchell, a board-certified professional and executive coach, speaker, workshop leader, and reinvention expert. She's the founder of Linda Mitchell Coaching and Healing. Linda is here today to discuss the 3 Ps of internal stress. Welcome, Linda. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me back, Joan. It's always so great to be here.
Linda, we are all so stressed out and anxious. What happens in the body when we don't address our emotions?
Well, when we don't address our emotions, what happens is all of the unresolved emotions and issues land in our tissues, right? We just become this ball of stress and anxiety.
I hear you say that all the time, and it is probably one of my most favorite sayings, that your issues land in your tissues, because it is so descriptive of what occurs in our bodies.
It is. It truly is.
So you speak about the 3 Ps of internal stress. What are the 3 Ps?
So I think the 3 Ps that create internal stress, and let me just start by saying what I mean by internal stress. So external stress is all the stuff, like the stuff we see on the news, the stuff that's happening that's distressing us. Maybe we have a difficult work environment with a narcissistic boss. That's all external stress. But internal stress is usually created very unintentionally, but it's the stress we create ourselves by our thoughts, our beliefs, our old patterns and actions. And those 3 Ps of internal stress are perfecting, pleasing, and proving. And what I mean by that is we try to do everything perfectly. Why? So we won't be judged. We try to please everyone. Why? So they'll like us. And we try to prove our worth and value constantly by working hard and often by overgiving. And what happens? These 3 Ps all boil down to what I call one really big soul-sucking belief. I'm not good enough. That's where we land with all of this. And without fail, that's the belief that keeps us in a constant state of stress and struggle within our bodies and within our minds.
And the thing about the 3 Ps, those are things that we can control. While the external things may be outside of our control, we can always control the internal stress factors.
Exactly. Yep. And we can do that. Well, first step is awareness, right? We have to be aware that this is going on. And then sometimes it takes an inner shift, maybe a change in perspective, maybe a fresh look at boundaries. But it's also really, really helpful to learn some tools, some techniques to learn to manage your anxiety and stress so you can get out of the 3 Ps, right? That's key. So one of the most enjoyable classes, and it's probably one of the most popular too, is called EMAS. I teach this. It stands for Excelling in Managing Anxiety and Stress. And there's so many different techniques. I know I can be an information fire hose, and I don't want to be that, but if we just get down to 1 or 2 really simple ones. The first one I teach is foundational, but it's, I guess, often overlooked and underappreciated because of its simplicity, right? It's the power of the breath. There's no equipment necessary. You bring it with you wherever you go, and you just have the ability to stop. Maybe take 3 deep cleansing breaths, focus on the breath entering the body, feel how it enters cool, how your chest and belly expand as you inhale, then feel it leaving the body. Sometimes I tell people, let it leave with an audible sigh, like, as you're focusing on the breath, what are you not focusing on? You're not focusing on those anxious thoughts. You're interrupting the cycle of stress and anxiety. And that right there will help you get out of those 3 Ps.
Linda, thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to learn more about Linda and her work, you can visit lindamitchellcoachingandhealing.com. And as always, to hear more from Linda, you can visit our website, cyacyl.com/Linda. Linda, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much, Joan.
We'll be right back.